What a week for news. I don't know if you're following it, but there were some amazing things that took me by surprise. I wasn't that surprised by Boris Johnson's flat refurb, but there were one or two things that did catch me out, like the new Super League. That took me aback. Firstly, why wasn't Birmingham City part of it? Although a few friends told me honestly quite a few reasons why they wouldn't be. But I think just the fact that nobody knew that it was happening. Certainly the fans didn't know, and the Football League didn't seem to know. And these 12 billionaires got together to redesign football without any attempt to listen to their fans. So that was the first thing. The second thing that really shocked me was the post office. Don't know if you followed that news about the post office. It's an amazing story because about 14 or 15 years ago, they got some new accountancy software to try and manage all the accounts of all the post offices throughout Britain. And they started discovering on this software, it seemed as though the post office managers were stealing money. And so they started prosecuting them. But no alarm bells rang when they discovered over 700 of them seemed to be doing this. And they were prosecuted, as you'll have read. They were fined, a number went to prison, some of them, their lives were ruined, some of them have died since, only to discover it was a glitch on the computer system. And they wouldn't accept it for 14 years. It's amazing. And I think, that managers or owners should be like shepherds. In the gospel, we hear about the good shepherd protecting the sheep against the wolf. Sometimes the owners and managers can be the wolf in terms of business today. The ones with no regard for their flock or their workers. Notwithstanding that, though, there are many good business owners and managers at the same time, many really good ones. But today, in a way, the news from the week and what we hear in the gospel, we see a contrast. And I think it's important to remember that Jesus knew there was a contrast too, between good shepherds and bad shepherds. But even for him to depict himself as a humble shepherd, a lowly worker, was something. Our God describing himself as being like one of the lowliest of workers because he came in humility. Not like a billionaire ruler, but in humble circumstances. And even then, in this lowly image of a shepherd, he's the shepherd who would lay down his life for his sheep. Not lording it over us, not worrying about our productivity, but deeply concerned for each one of us. And when we feel tired by life, or a bit weary or broken or alone, he comes looking for us. When we're lost, he wants to find us, to return us to the fold. It's a story of truly good news, because this is our God saying this to us. And of course, for us, all we need to do is be a part of that fold, be a part of the flock. In the fields of those shepherds, even the sheep recognized the voice of the shepherd. They knew if it was a strange voice, and they avoided anybody else. We as members of the flock or the fold of Jesus need to know his voice. Today in Mass, we hear it as we do in our prayers or when we look at the scriptures. And it's a voice that is warm and gentle and loving. Let's open our ears as members of the flock to the voice of our loving shepherd.